Is this the conclusion that we wanted? Absolutely not.
A grim discovery in the search for 23-year-old Kada Scott, who went missing exactly 2 weeks ago tonight. Good evening to you. It's great to be with you on a Saturday night. I'm Ross DiMattei. Authorities have not identified whose remains were found, but they say it appears to be those of a female. CBS News Philadelphia reporter Ryan Hughes joins us live from police headquarters with the latest on this investigation. Good evening, Ryan.
Hey, Ross, good evening. This case has drawn a lot of attention over the past 14 days, but police say it was a very specific tip that they received, which helped lead them to those human remains. And the discovery came only a few hours before Scott's family was set to lead a community search just a short distance away.
That's why everybody was here.
Raw emotion boiling over in East Germantown after community members learned human remains were found in an area police have been focusing on amid the intensive search for Kada Scott.
Honestly, it's heartbreaking. I have kids myself, and I wouldn't want this for nobody.
Now, first thing I want to say is y'all remember the last video when we talked about her full story about the disappearance, and they said that the suspected killer was not cooperating, and that he wasn't cooperating with them. And what did I say? I said that the only reason he was confident, where he didn't have to give a story, he said that the whole reason he was confident was because he most likely got rid of the body, or she was already gone. It's a tragic story. We didn't want to think about that, but you have to think about the worst, and you have to prepare for the worst and think about the best. But let's keep going. Let's see.
They say they returned to the abandoned Ada H. Lewis Middle School Saturday morning after receiving a very specific and anonymous tip Friday night. Behind the school, deep in the woods, investigators tell us they found a woman's body in a shallow grave.
After being able to remove some of the debris back there, able to locate the body of a human being. All indications at this point is that it's a female.
The discovery comes exactly 2 weeks after Scott vanished. The 23-year-old was last seen leaving her workplace, an assisted living facility in Chestnut Hill. The search intensified this week. Police scoured the same grounds around the middle school on Wednesday. We're told officers found a bank card, phone case, and glasses believed to be Scott's. Now the body is being analyzed by the medical examiner's office, who will make a formal identification.
Okay, so as you see, we don't need to watch the whole thing, but that is when they got the tip. I wonder who gave the tip. Was it a friend of the suspect? Because remember, they was hoping, the father was hoping that someone who knew the suspected killer would come forward. So did they feel like they needed to come forward? But let's get over into this next video. Now that it has been identified.
Upping overnight. Sources tell Action News that initial DNA tests of human remains found over the weekend connect them to missing Philadelphia woman Kada Scott. District Attorney Larry Krasner plans to talk more about the case today. The remains were buried in a shallow grave behind a vacant school in the city's Germantown section over the weekend, while the last person to contact the 23-year-old remains in jail this morning. Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live at the DA's office in Center City with what we know so far and what we hope to learn during this news conference. Catherine.
That's right, Matt. Sources say that the remains appear to be hers. At this point, we don't know the cause of death, but word came in overnight that the district attorney will be here today to announce the next steps in the prosecution of Keon King, who's already in custody in connection to this case. A memorial is growing outside this vacant school in Germantown, behind which a shallow grave containing human remains was discovered on Saturday. 2 weeks after 23-year-old Kada Scott disappeared while working her overnight shift at a senior living community in Chestnut Hill. Law enforcement sources now confirm that DNA testing indicates the remains are those of Kada Scott.
Apparently, whoever did know about it, I mean, you know, they either been back here or they know somebody involved with it, but kind of disappointing that, you know, they waited this long to say something about it.
21-year-old Keon King was charged last week for kidnapping and strangulation in this case, and in a separate case from earlier this year that had been initially dropped when the witness did not appear in court. Last week, law enforcement had searched the grounds near the school and found physical evidence, including Scott's phone case. They scoured nearby Albury Arboretum the week prior. Then over the weekend, First Deputy Police Commissioner John Stanford said a very specific anonymous tip came in and officers returned to the area behind the school around 10 a.m. on Saturday.
We begin to go back into that area where we would locate a shallow grave after being able to remove some of the debris back there. We have to do everything in our power to ensure that we bring justice for this family and some level of closure.
Sources say police also recovered relevant surveillance footage from a nearby recreation center. Of course, we'll be covering this press conference today at the district attorney's office, and we'll let you know what happens. That takes place at 11. We are live in Center City. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
Absolutely crazy. Let's get over into this next video.
Well, they did find her body. It was certainly the very, very sad news that nobody had hoped would be the outcome, that of 23-year-old Kada Scott.
Greg is back on this story again this morning. Greg.
Yeah, I mean, as you said it, Karen, I mean, this is a result that nobody wanted in regards to this missing persons case. And unfortunately, the remains that law enforcement found behind Ada Lewis Middle School over the weekend, it has been confirmed that that is the remains of 23-year-old Kada Scott. Now, police say they found 23-year-old Kada Scott's body after receiving an anonymous tip that led investigators back to the former Ada Lewis Middle School Saturday morning, an area previously searched by police. That tipster, according to sources, asked police to please go back, saying they missed her, and gave a specific location in a wooded area behind the vacant school. When officers went back, they eventually found a body in a shallow grave. Kada's debit card and phone case were found in a different area by the school in the previous search. Kada went missing the night of October 4th after arriving for her overnight shift at a senior living facility in Chestnut Hill. More than a week later, police arrested and charged 21-year-old Keon King in connection with Scott's kidnapping and for a previous kidnapping of a woman earlier this year that was originally dismissed when a key witness failed to show up to court. Investigators believe King was the last person to see her the night she disappeared. As mentioned, police say they found the body after searching the area a second time, which has led to quite a bit of frustration amongst community members.
That's understandable. It's completely understandable that they are frustrated because why didn't they find it the first time? Were the dogs not out there? Could they not smell the decomposing body? But I don't know if it was buried deep enough, but they said shallow grave, so I'm not sure. That is a good question. Why didn't they find it for first time? If they found the items like her wallet and stuff like that, her credit card, I would think that that would warrant a full sweep of the area. Full sweep. But hey, we'll never know, but she has been found now. Let's get over into this next part where it's talking about the new charges that Keon King is facing for this. So let's get over into it.
Jackie and Fred, a whole lot of activity, a whole lot of new developments today. So, of course, we're going to get right to it. We are standing outside of the old Ada Lewis Middle School in East Germantown. You talked about some of those new charges: arson, conspiracy. That's very important. A new conspiracy charge, and also tampering with evidence. But as you said, a whole lot of activity. We've been out here for the last hour or so, and just take a look around over here. There are all sorts of crews out here breaking down the bushes and doing all sorts of cleaning up and clearing the debris. If we can turn back over here as well, you can see kind of a makeshift memorial that's starting to grow over here with balloons and flowers. And forgive us, there's a lot going on. We're going to give you one more spin over here, and this is what's happening right now. There's a vigil going on. Folks are setting up and getting ready to honor the life of Kada Scott. As we all know by now, we're learning a whole lot more about this case.
It's something that is actively being investigated. Obviously, they knew each other to some extent. We believe in terms of maybe there was some cell phone communication, obviously.
Investigators telling us tonight Keon King and Kada Scott had talked to each other before October 4th. That's the night they say King kidnapped the 23-year-old when she arrived for her overnight shift at a nursing home in Chestnut Hill. Investigative sources now saying they believe Scott was killed shortly after she vanished, maybe within 20 to 30 minutes.
We will be proceeding with homicide charges when we can very precisely confirm everything we need for probable cause, and we will do so as quickly as we can once we have confirmed what we need to establish probable cause.
We're now learning on October 3rd, the day before Scott disappeared, someone stole a car from Sprague Street near East Mount Airy. Investigators say that car would then stay at the recreation center next to the former middle school where they found Scott's body Saturday. That vehicle, according to police, was there for about a day and a half before being intentionally burned in an alley near 74th Avenue on October 7th. Today, we still saw broken glass and charred vehicle remains at the scene.
Do you believe Mr. King stole that car, or did somebody else steal that car and he happened to just be in it?
I don't want to comment about what I believe happened. All I can say at this point is what the evidence that we have.
As for the other car found at a condo complex in East Falls last week, detectives say that vehicle was also at the recreation center the days after Scott went missing. They tell NBC 10 King's cell phone puts him near the area of the stolen car that day, at the recreation center when it was there for nearly 2 days, and other critical times, including the car arson.
At this point, we do have reason to believe that other people may have been involved after the fact, but in terms of who those people are and the level of their involvement, I'm not going to comment at this time.
Today, the Scott family released a statement through the DA's office saying, in part, "Our hearts are broken beyond measure." Going on to add, Kada was deeply loved. Her light, kindness, and beautiful spirit will forever remain in our hearts.
Kada Scott mattered. Her life matters.
Her life certainly mattered, and you can see by the outpouring of support that's here right now. The memorial is growing, scheduled to start at about right now in the next couple minutes, but we've seen a lot of tears, of course, a lot of hugs. You mentioned it earlier, but they have not released how Kada Scott was killed. Investigators saying basically they're waiting for the medical examiner to wrap up their investigation before they release that information. We're also told that the DA's office did meet with Kada's family yesterday to give them an update on this case face to face. But once again, you can feel the emotion here. You can feel the support here as well, as this case, as we all know by now, has gripped the community. An unprecedented amount of support with tips and evidence and video that's helping police get to this ending right now. For now, we're live in East Germantown. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
A heartbreaking 2 weeks. Aaron, thank you. And we have posted a full statement.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's a tragic situation. But like I said, once they said that he was not cooperating, I had a feeling that he already got rid of the body or had somebody who did. Now, they did mention something that I did want to bring up, how they are thinking that it's multiple people involved. Now, that makes sense to me because one thing, the tip. Someone gave a tip about exactly where the body is hid. The only way they can know that is if they was involved or if they talked to him about it, or talked to the suspected killer about it. But it's a tragic situation all about. Doesn't seem like they have not specified how she died, how she was killed. They're still waiting for any more information that they're still waiting on the coroner's office to go through all that. But it's tragic situation. But she has been found. They can get a little bit of peace, but they got to go through the trial process. At the end of the day, ladies, please be careful who you talk to. Please be careful. Don't just go out and meet somebody. You never know what they're about. Meet them in public first. You got to take proactive steps to protect your own life, especially if you're out here meeting random people. Especially, and it's not just ladies too. Men are a little more can fight back at least a little bit more. At least in my opinion. Some people will be like, "Oh well, women can do it just as well." Well, you know, we ain't gonna get into that. But just be careful who you're meeting. Be careful who you decide to meet in a private area without many people around. Just got to be careful out here nowadays. You have to be careful. And keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel. It's a tragic scene, but we got to review the world together. We got to review the world together. Absolute crazy, y'all. Absolute crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. All right, everybody. Remember, this is AC Reviews the World. Remember to like and subscribe.